What is going on, everybody? Taylor here, and today I finally have another movie review for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about A Star is Born. Oh boy, let's get into this. So, I have been anticipating A Star is Born for what feels like a million years. Ever since I saw the first trailer, I was so emotionally invested that I was basically counting down the days until I could see this movie. Now, I know that there has been some divide from this movie, and personally, as someone who had never seen any of the previous Star is Born movies, I was going into this completely blind other than what I had seen from that one trailer. And I really enjoyed this movie a lot. It didn't make me as emotional as I thought it was going to, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. I was expecting to just be a sobbing mess, which somehow I was not. But I was still really emotionally invested in the story. And first of all, I want to say that Bradley Cooper completely blew me away in this role. He did extremely well with the songs and the singing and the musicianship in this movie, and he completely blew me away with how well he was able to match his voice to Sam Elliott's, so that they could believably play brothers. And I think that it was just such a brilliant, transformative performance from him that it reached such an emotional depth to where watching him go through the journey that he did in this movie was devastating. It was heartbreaking and it was hard to watch. And with Lady Gaga, with Ali, she also goes through this transformative kind of journey, and I feel like she played it very believably. Now, I know a lot of people have had problems with this particular role and Lady Gaga playing her, in the sense that they feel like she didn't have to act much, that this is basically the story that she lived, and I don't necessarily think that's fair, because yes, she is a musician. She is a very successful pop musician. And, there are a lot of differences between Ali's story and hers. Ali was much older and didn't really have the confidence to get into it initially, whereas Lady Gaga was 19 and banging down doors and knew she had a gift and exactly what she wanted to do. But beyond that, I don't feel like it's fair to judge someone for playing a role that's close to them, because sometimes I feel like that can almost be harder. It can be difficult to allow yourself to go to a place vulnerably and genuinely and authentically if you've actually been there before, which I know kind of sounds like that doesn't make any sense. But if that personal experience for you was, difficult to go through, or if it brings back memories that maybe you don't want to relive, or it's a part of your life that you've kind of gotten past and you have to go back into it and explore that in ways that might not be comfortable for you, it can be difficult, I think, to do that. And I don't know if that's the case for her or not. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Maybe she was completely comfortable doing that and going to that place. But I just don't think it's fair to criticize her for that. If you didn't like her acting choices and you didn't personally believe her performance, that's fine, and I can't fault you for that. But I don't think it's fair to criticize her for it being too close to home for her. But I thought that she was beautifully vulnerable in this movie, and I felt like she was genuine. And as someone who is very experienced in the world of music, I thought she was believable, playing someone who's new to it, who is uncomfortable in a recording studio and uncomfortable singing her own songs in front of people. And I really appreciated that. I thought that the movie was beautifully shot. I thought the music performances were beautifully shot. I think that it was wonderfully relevant in terms of having Saturday Night Live be a part of the movie and, you know, having just having it feel modern. So much of it just felt modern and like it was happening right now, which is interesting because, you know, music is different now than it was because trends change, and the songs that they had Allie singing, you know, once she was discovered, were very now. And whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's a complete other discussion. But, you know, between that and the award show and you know, just kind of presenting it as something current was interesting to see. And I don't know, I really, really enjoyed the music in it a lot, and I've been listening to the music a lot since I've seen the movie, and I definitely think that it's a movie worth seeing. Do I think it's the best movie of the year? Not necessarily. Do I think it might get nominated for some Oscars? Probably. But I don't know if I can say it's my favorite movie of the year. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think that it is a great movie, and I enjoyed watching it a lot, and there were parts of it that did hit me very hard emotionally, and there, you know, were parts of it that just really were kind of weird for me to see. It's hard for me sometimes to watch a movie where they talk about Arizona, about being from Arizona, or they go there, or I don't know. It's just weird for me because I live here and it's just a little strange. I don't know. So that was kind of like a that was kind of a weird thing that I had to get over, which probably doesn't really make a lot of sense, but that was an interesting place to be in watching this movie, seeing the Arizona state flag on the back of his stage and like on the screens and out in the crowd and stuff. It was very interesting for me. But overall, I thought that the script was great. I thought it was shot well. I thought the performances were fantastic. And, you know, another complaint that I'm hearing about the movie is that it was really, really cheesy and really lived in being cheesy. And, you know, parts of it were. Parts of it were definitely cheesy, but I personally don't have a problem with that. I'm not a person that goes into a movie and is upset about that if it's done well. And I think this movie did it well. There are some cheese moments where it just goes way, way too far, and I can't defend it, and I can't say that I enjoyed it, but I don't feel like this movie did that. I feel like this movie was still very genuine and authentic and had a lot of grounded emotional moments, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I definitely want to go see it a second time. So I would highly recommend going to see this movie. I'm not going to really talk too much more about it because I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it or for people who want to go into this really not knowing too much. So I really think that you guys should all go check it out and decide for yourself how you feel about it, because movies are very, very subjective, and movies that I love could be the complete opposite of the movies that other people love. So have you guys seen this movie yet? If you have, please leave your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't, please tell me if you are going to, if you're excited to, maybe if some of the opinions you've seen online are encouraging you to go see it or kind of discouraging you to go see it. Let's just talk down in the comments. As always, my links to my social media are down in the description if you want to find me there. Thank you guys so, so much for your continued support. You guys are seriously the best, and I will see you all next time.